Today, we are talking about the Magician in the Tarot deck, the second card in the Major Arcana. Everything you wanted to know in depth. Stay tuned. Well, hello there, friends. It's Dr. Ember Sophia here, and I'm here to guide you through an enchanting tarot adventure. You see, in this class, we're going to learn about each one of the amazing tarot cards. Now, that's all 22 of the major arcana. Each one is a chapter in your life story. And we're going to master this also even more with the minor arcana and its four suits. Our classes are designed for everyone, whether you're a complete beginner or looking to deepen your existing knowledge. So come join with me. Together we'll uncover wisdom, insight, and maybe even make a little magic. Today we are talking about the Magician in the Tarot deck, the second card in the Major Arcana. Everything you wanted to know in depth. Stay tuned. Okay, so the Fool has set off on his journey. We're still working through the Major Arcana at this point. And remember that the Major Arcana is a collection of 22 tarot cards that unveil the fundamental archetypes of human existence, okay? From the Fool's Leap into the unknown adventures, all the way through the successful conclusion of the World card. The Major Arcana guides us through the stages of growth, transformation, and self discovery, as well as triumphs and challenges that those stages entail. Now, this is important today because we are talking about the Magician. Now, the Magician is the second one in the Major Arcana, in the Rider-Waite deck, and most of the other decks. In this video series, we're unpacking each card in the tarot deck in a lot of detail, exploring the different contexts where they often show up in the tarot readings. So let's go ahead and move on to this card in the Major Arcana and learn about the Magician and its meanings. So as we go about expanding the Magician's insight and guidance into our lives, realize that today's adventure brings us along a path of self-knowledge and reflection and shows us our weaknesses as well as our strengths. I know that seems really, really strange to start off with, but when you take a look at the Magician, it's one of the most iconic cards in the tarot deck. It symbolizes manifestation, skill, and potential, represented by a figure standing confidently behind a table with all the tools of the tarot: the cup, the wand, the sword, and the coin. This tarot card is a powerful reminder of the ability to turn thoughts into reality. And you have to understand, our thoughts do control our reality. Whatever we are focused on, whatever we are passionate about, we will bring into being, one way or another. If you collect something, you're going to have little knickknacks of this item here or there or everywhere. May even name your business after it. I saw that once. Frog computers. Lady just absolutely loved her some frogs. I'm not going to say where it was, but they do some really good computer repair. They're not sponsoring this video or this series. Like I said, just a suggestion. But here's the thing, okay? Everything has symbolism. And when you look at the tarot, you look at the magician. And the fool has started off on his journey, right? He's hit the path of, well, whatever's coming's coming. I got to start somewhere, so here's where we're going to start. And he's taking a look at himself. And he's taking a look at what he's got to work with. Sometimes that may not be much. That may be absolutely nothing, in fact, except for what's in your head and what's in your heart. You got to figure out a way. So remember that this is a reminder of the ability to turn thoughts into reality. The magician himself stands under an infinity symbol. It signifies the limitless possibilities and points both to the heavens and the earth, bridging the gap between ideas and action. As above, so below. When the magician appears, it's a signal that you have the power to create your reality if you harness your talents effectively. Now, in this video, we're going to cover a lot of things, so definitely take notes. But we're going to be covering things like the magician as an encouragement or as a warning, an influence and as an action, obstacles or perhaps challenges you need to overcome. But regardless, we're going to take an in-depth look and figure out where he fits into this in our hopes and our fears and our opportunities and offers in the future. Because you see, the magician himself is encouragement. The fool knows that this is a brand new start. And the magician knows if you can see it, you can believe it. You see, when the magician shows up, it's a call for encouragement. It's a call to trust in your abilities. You have all the tools you need to succeed: talent, knowledge, and opportunity. This Major Arcana card urges you to act with confidence and believe in your ability to shape your destiny. If you've been hesitant about starting a new project, learning a skill, or pursuing a goal, the magician says it's time to take the plunge. Harness your inner power and channel it towards your aspirations. Now, let's talk about the magician in the reversed position. The magician can still offer encouragement, even if it is reversed, no matter in what point in the reading you come across it. Though it may come from a different perspective, okay? And sometimes it's really, really hard to wrap your mind around that perspective. But the magician reversed reminds you to reconnect with your inner power and focus on building that self-belief. If you've been feeling blocked or doubting your abilities, this reversed Major Arcana card encourages you to trust in yourself and your potential. Sometimes a step back to reassess can be the best way to move forward. Okay? Remember, just because a card is reversed does not necessarily mean it's bad. And in this journey, we are learning about ourselves, our strengths, and our weaknesses. Okay? Okay, let's take a look at some of the other aspects of the magician now. You see, the magician can also serve as a warning because when it's in the upright state here, it cautions against misuse of power or skills. Okay, you have to be very, very careful here with the magician because ego has a tendency to warp things and it gets you stuck into what we're going to call God mode. And you are overconfident and you're overreaching at that point. So when the magician shows up, when someone is trying to deceive or mislead you, it is a warning. Okay? When you're tempted to take shortcuts that compromises your integrity or the integrity of someone else, this is a warning. It reminds you to act ethically and keep your intentions pure. Because as the fool progresses down this journey towards enlightenment, towards finding out who they are and how they function and relate to the world in the divine scheme of things, you need to have those pure intentions. You need to have that sense of adventure. Okay? So pay attention to whether your goals align with your values and ensure that you're not allowing ambition to cloud your judgment. Okay, that said, the magician reversed often serves as a stronger warning than it is in its upright position. Okay? Because when it is reversed, it can signify deception, manipulation, or lack of direction. This might be a time when someone is trying to mislead you. There's a lot of deception being told to you. You're not getting the facts like you need them. Or when you're at even higher risk of losing sight to your true intentions and getting distracted because haters are going to hate. This card cautions against making impulsive decisions or allowing yourself to be swayed by appearances. Take time to verify information and trust your instincts. No matter where this comes up in a reading, trust your instincts. You see, this card can also warn against sabotaging your plans or manifestations through lack of self belief, which is a huge, huge self sabotaging thing in any facet. Okay, when you look at the magician as an influence upright, it represents a dynamic force in most people's lives. It could be a person with great charisma, skill, or vision who inspires you to aim higher, a hero or a mentor. It could also signify the energy of creation and manifestation flowing through your current circumstances. One of the things I'm constantly reminded of by my guides is things are not always as they seem. And the energy of the magician speaks of that. Okay? The energy of creation and manifestation flowing through your current circumstances are not always as it seems. This tarot card suggests that you are in a phase where taking decisive and skillful action can yield significant results. The magician also encourages you to seize the moment and capitalize on the opportunities around you. YOLO. You only live once. All right, so let's talk about it if it's in the reversed position. As the as an influence, the reversed magician may suggest that external factors are clouding your ability to act effectively. Okay? Stress is getting in the way. You can't see everything clearly. Can't see the forest through the trees type of thing. It could represent confusion, miscommunication, or a lack of clarity in your environment. So ask yourself, why is there this lack of clarity in my environment? Why am I confused? Why am I getting mixed signals? Why am I not getting the information that I need to go forward? Alternatively, this reversed tarot card might indicate self doubt or internal resistance that's preventing you from stepping into your power. When your subconscious is not on board because it's still got outdated programming, there are huge issues. So, this card urges you to clear away distractions and reconnect with your core goals, right? It shows you to clean out the clutter mentally. You've got what you need: clarity, focus, determination, motivation. This is how the magician proceeds on his journey. If we are talking about the magician as an action in its upright position, it's all about taking inspired action. It's not enough to have ideas or dreams. You need to put them into physical practicality, into practice, okay? You can dream about things all you want, but unless you take the action steps every day, you're not going to achieve anything. So you need to put these things into practice. Now, the magician, this card encourages you to focus, set clear intentions, and take deliberate steps towards your goals. Use your skills and resources wisely to make progress. If you've been procrastinating or feeling stuck, the magician's energy pushes you to move forward with purpose and determination. You've got this, in other words, you're being told. Now, when the magician is reversed in this position, it suggests the need for careful and deliberate action. Instead of pushing forward recklessly, pause to ensure your plans are realistic and well thought out. Okay? Check yourself before you wreck yourself, comes to mind right now. Make sure that you have this thought out in as every much detail as you can, because I promise you, those details matter. We'll get to that. Okay, so when you remember that shortcuts or poorly executed efforts won't lead to success, it changes everything. Focus on regaining clarity and building a solid foundation before taking your next step, which means think this through, plan it out, work down a checklist, and accomplish your goals with action tasks every day. Small little steps add up to big goals. Okay, so we've covered a lot of stuff so far with the magician. Let's just summarize some of the key meanings to this card in its positive aspect: power, influence, willpower, resourcefulness, skill, ability, logic, intellect, concentration, and psychic powers. Okay? When the magician appears in a tarot card reading, it is a sign that you have all the skills and abilities that you need to be successful. Keep this in mind. No matter what position it's in the reading, and we're going to break all those positions down here. The Major Arcana trump card shows you that you must use your intellect, concentration, and willpower to make things happen. The magician usually signifies a time in your life when you have the power to not only manifest the outcome that you want, but to push it beyond your wildest dreams. If it is referring to other people in your life, it usually refers to someone you can learn from, whose ability and wisdom will impress you. All right, so let's talk about it in the upright position here for love and relationships. The magician, in the context of a love tarot reading, is a very positive card. For those in relationships, the magician tarot signifies the relationship moving to a whole new and deeper level, where you can expect stronger and commitment, and happiness and joy. If you're single, though, the magician indicates that now is the greatest time ever to meet someone new. You're on a new journey. You've got that confidence radiating from you. Your partner will be serious about you and have good intentions, and they will treat you well, which is huge, huge, huge. So let's talk about money and career in the upright position. So, in terms of money and career, the Magician Tarot points to a new opportunity presenting themselves. This will require you to make a brave move and put your original ideas into practice. If you play your cards close to your chest with certain people, as the magician never gives away their secrets, it's going to benefit you in the long run. It's a good time for promotions or starting a new business venture. You will be feeling powerful and self assured, which will carry you a long way. Big things, though, are coming your way if you stay on this journey. You might be presented with an opportunity to mentor someone or to be mentored by someone who will give you the benefit of that experience. Your finances will be improving, and you will have a great opportunity to make extra money when this card appears. Okay, so let's talk about what it means now for the magician to be in the upright position in a health reading, okay? In a health spot. I've always been taught that this means that your strength and good health may be making a comeback if you've been ill recently or feeling drained. If your illness or ill health is not improving, you need to try something else. Okay, you've got you've got the know-how to know when something is wrong. If it's not getting better, then it's mean this treatment isn't working. Talk to someone. Try some alternative therapies. In a health context, the magician tarot can indicate that an experienced, powerful healer may be needed to give you the healing boost you need. Okay. Now, let's also talk about spirituality because the magician is it's a really, really good card to focus on with spirituality, especially in the upright position. Because the Magician Tarot card in this context, it indicates that now it's a good time to begin having some form of spiritual development. However, you see divinity, this is it. Okay? This is a time to press in, this is a time to develop that spiritual side. If you have an interest in a spiritual subject but never made the time to pursue it, do so. You would do well to concentrate on this pursuit in the near future, as your ability to channel magical energy will be increasing dramatically based on where this card is positioned at. Okay? You will be surprised at how much you will benefit from this spiritual development in the long run if you concentrate your energy on change, on betterment, and improvement. For those interested in psychic development, the Magician is an excellent card to get to the point of strong, latent psychic abilities coming to the foreground. So there's a lot of talk of activations right now in 3D and 5D splitting and whatever. I'm going to say this that the Magician, though, in tarot is a completely different way to look at things. You've gone inside, you've taken a look at things, you've evaluated yourself, your resources, and you've turned this into something amazing that you can move forward with to pick yourself up and to carry yourself on. Okay, let's recap a little bit about the Magician in reversed as a tarot card. It stands for manipulation, greed, unused abilities, untrustworthiness, trickery, conniving, cunning, lack of mental clarity. Okay? The general meaning and interpretation of this card is not good. In the reverse state, the magician appears in a tarot reading. It's a sign that you will need to be careful not to miss your opportunities coming your way. Do not allow self doubt to stop you from seizing the moment. If it refers to a person, the magician reversed can mean that a person in your life who presents themselves as knowledgeable and trustworthy may actually be trying to use you or manipulate you. Watch out for deceitful and greedy people and be careful who you trust with this Major Arcana card in reverse. So, let's talk about it now with love and relationships. In the reverse, because the magician reversed in this context of a love tarot reading for those in a relationship actually can indicate that you need to be more open and honest with your partner about your needs and desires. If you're tempted to try and manipulate your partner to get what you want, don't. Honesty will get you much further than trickery. It really, really will. It can also indicate that partner, lover who appears to be trustworthy may be using their influence over you to manipulate you for their own selfish reasons. All right, let's talk about this if you are single, actually. Now, the magician indicates that if you're single in this position, that you may be becoming cynical about your love life and your future prospects currently. Not what you're finding is meeting your attraction if you're having any luck at all. You may feel like you will never attract anyone good to your life. However, the magician is also reminding you to do not lose faith. Faith in yourself, faith in what you want, faith in your manifestation is key here. If you stay positive and send love and light out into the world, you will eventually attract that same back to you. The universe will bring you the proper person. But this is showing you that right now, in this love topic, you may not be right where you need to be. So let's take a look at it in the reversed money and career position. Now, in terms of money and career, the Magician Tarot reversed suggests that you are not using the skill and abilities you have to make the best of the opportunities available to you. Point blank. Okay? So, what that's saying is that you're sitting there dreaming instead of doing with what you already have. You may experience feelings of self doubt at this stage, and that is totally normal. You may feel like you're not living up to your full potential. And if you're afraid of all of the risks involved in giving a new venture a go, you're never going to get started. Take the time to figure out and resolve why you are finding changes so difficult. What is holding you back? Is it just fear of disappointing? Write it down in your journal. You see, the Magician reversed can indicate deceitful people around you as well. So if you're holding back on a new venture because you're unsure, you can trust the other people involved. You'll know by if you journal through your emotions on this. Just free write. This also may be an indicator, however, that you have right to be concerned. If you're stuck in a financial rut, you will need to take a proactive approach to change your circumstances. Okay, you're going to have to change things in order to continue on. All right, let's get down to the moolah here. What happens when the Magician is reversed in the money and career sectors of any spread? In terms of money and career, the Magician Tarot reversed suggests that you are not using the skills and abilities you have to make the best of the opportunities available to you. Okay? You may be experiencing feelings of self doubt once again. It's been common here if you've been noticing when the Magician is reversed. If you are feeling like you are not living up to your full potential, you're involved in the risks, giving a new venture a go, that's because you are. Just a little recap, okay? Take the time to figure out and resolve why you're finding change so difficult. What is holding you back? Is it the fear of disappointing yourself? Is it the fear of failing? Is it the fear of people laughing at you? This is your superpower. You just don't realize it yet. Because you can turn your strength or your weakness into a strength. And that's what this is telling you to do is go inside and find that weakness. Find what's holding you back that's causing you to procrastinate. Now, let's talk about health in the reversed context. The Magician's Tarot card reversed is still generally a positive card as far as health is concerned. You need to believe in your ability to heal in order to manifest that healing. You need to be able to believe that this is going to work for this to actually work. Mental health issues involving any sort of hallucination, psychosis, or paranoia is something that needs serious attention by medical profession. Okay? The Magician reversed indicates that you should seek the help of an experienced professional sooner rather than later. So let's talk about spirituality now in reversed. The Magician Tarot card reversed in the context of spirituality actually does indicate that your old spiritual path may not be suitable for you anymore. Okay? Out with the old, in with the new. But once again, do your research on this new path. Clear out any old belief systems or practices that no longer work for you. If you have a particular spiritual skill that you have yet to discover or explore, it's also a warning to only use your spiritual power for good. Okay? Now, yes, I am reading some notes on this, compiled from a lot of different books that I have in regards to tarot. because I've been reading tarot since I was 13. Okay. So I'm trying to share all of this knowledge because I've studied all of these books. And since I had to go back and refresh myself, I figured I might as well make this course. Best way to figure out something and to make sure you know it is to be able to teach it. So let's learn what the magician represents in terms of feelings and emotions, how an ex feels about you, how a new person feels about you, how a partner feels about you, how a current and new person views you, what they want from you, how you feel, guidance for emotional health and growth, okay? Because when you actually look at the feelings involved with the magician, because that is what's either going to make it or break it, those feelings are your superpower, okay? Now, okay, so while the magician is generally positive, it can indicate challenges related to overestimating and overstimulating your abilities, okay? And I say it that way simply because when we think we can do something, it feels like we're 10 feet tall and bulletproof, but if we feel that we can't, we're very much overwhelmed. I've talked to a lot of people, and that's general consensus on things based on my opinion. Now, I will say that you may face obstacles in situations where your skills are tested or where you need to balance ambition with realism. Okay? The magician card can also suggest that distractions or a lack of focus might hinder your progress. Really hard to stay focused when you're not clear on things. So get crystal clear. It really, really helps. It's a reminder to stay grounded and ensure that your efforts are directed towards meaningful and achievable goals. You see, in an upright position, the magician suggests that you have the ability to overcome any obstacles or challenges in your path. Now, if it is reversed, and I'm not going to go ahead and switch that right now, because it's only just a few sentences here. So, if it's in reverse, the magician can highlight challenges such as feeling out of control or lacking confidence in your abilities. It may also point to external obstacles, like manipulative people or misleading opportunities. This card suggests that you need to stay vigilant and avoid getting caught up in illusions. It's important to trust in your ability to navigate challenges and make informed decisions. Okay? Now, the reason why I left it upright is because the magician in the hopes and fears area, which is what we're talking about right now, as a representation of hopes and fears, it reflects the desire to reach your full potential and create a successful outcome. Remember, your thoughts create your reality and you create your own manifestations. And the magician is symbolizing self confidence and the ability to manifest whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is you need to, because you've started out on this journey. It's a card of self belief, it's a card of confidence. And although you may fear the failure, okay, I fear failure. I don't like to fail. I don't know of anybody who actually does. And I know that nobody likes to feel inadequate or being unprepared. So when you pull this card, it encourages you to confront those fears and recognize your inherent abilities. Remember, you have to find your superpowers. You have to turn your weakness into your strength. That's how you succeed down this path. You have all the skills and abilities you need to be successful. This card reminds you of this every time it's drawn, in whatever position. You don't have to have everything figured out just yet. You just need to start and you need to trust your capacity to adapt and to grow. Okay, let's talk about the magician now in the reversed position of hopes and fears. because, guys, this is super important. I just finished doing a huge thesis paper on it for it, truthfully. Um, when you can reveal your fear of failure to yourself, because you have to be able to get through this in order to accomplish anything. When you are unable to live up to your potential, at least you are feeling this. It doesn't matter what anybody else says, okay? You're feeling like a fraud. You've got that imposter syndrome. You may hope for a breakthrough. But fear, actual fear, is something that makes you run for your life or it makes you stand there and get slaughtered, okay? Most of fear is false evidence appearing real. And it shows us that you lack the skills or resources to achieve something. But that's not the case in it all, at all here, okay? Because with the magician, it encourages you to confront your fears and to recognize that they are often based on perception rather than reality. Again, again, and again. Trust in your ability to learn and grow. Okay, so now let's talk about the magician as in the opportunities or offers area. Okay, let's talk about this is a future position. Once again, how the magician helps you. It is only found in certain spreads for opportunities or offers. Otherwise, it would be future positioning depending on the spread that you're using. I've used probably about 20 in my lifetime, and some are more common than others, and I'll get into some of the more common ones here in another video. But in the upright position, when it comes to opportunities or offers, the magician signals a chance to use your talents and resources to achieve something remarkable because you alone have the power within you. And that's the magician's job, is to remind the fool that, hey, maybe you do know what you're doing. This could be a new job that you're starting off on, a new project or personal venture. It aligns with your skills and passions, though. Okay? This card suggests that this is a prime moment to take advantage of what's being offered. Be open to possibilities and ready to act swiftly to make the most of them. Now, okay, so let's talk about it in the reversed position here. Because even reversed, the magician can point to opportunities or offers, though they may be harder to recognize or come with hidden challenges. This card urges you to carefully evaluate any offer or possibility that come your way. Be cautious of anything that seems too good to be true or overly complicated. With careful consideration, you can identify the genuine opportunities and avoid potential pitfalls. The reversal of this card can also suggest that you need to work on your confidence or self belief in order to attract better offers. Okay? Now, the magician is a card of immense potential and power, whether upright or reversed. It serves as a reminder of your ability to shape your reality and harness your skills for success. By understanding the nuances of this card, you can use its guidance to navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and move toward your goals with confidence and clarity. Trust in your abilities, act with integrity, and remember that the power to create lies within you.
Hi there. My name is Dr. Ember, and as a psychic and medium, I pride myself on accuracy. There is no greater joy for me than being able to serve as the mouthpiece of spirit and provide you with accurate, honest, and insightful advice. I possess various abilities, including clairvoyance, clairsentience, precognition, and empathy, which allow me to tap into the spiritual realm and receive guidance from higher beings. Those things like ascended masters, as well as angels and the dead. These gifts have been honed through years of practice and connection with the spiritual world. Through my clairvoyant abilities, I'm able to see images and visions that provide insight into your past, present, and future. My clairsentience allows me to sense emotions and energies from both the living and those who have passed on. With precognition, I can receive intuitive information about upcoming events in your life. And as an empath, I am able to deeply understand and connect with your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It is my absolute honor to use these skills to help guide you towards better understanding of yourself and your path in life. With every reading or session, my intention is always to provide you with clarity, validation, healing, and empowerment. What separates me from everyone else? Well, I will give you the messages from the other side, on top of the fact that I will give you clarity with tarot, oracle cards, and runes. I also read the energy of a situation, so you get a comprehensive picture about what's going on, what's being felt, and what's up and coming. I look forward to talking with you very soon.